Ask the people who know him and know football, and their regard is high. Ask the people who think they know him, probably from the other side of the perimeter fence, and they might just use the word arrogant. Tickets is one early nickname. But ask me, the reporter on this story, and I'd say that Paul Medhurst is not exactly Central Casting's idea of a league footy player. More than that, there's something enigmatic about him, and that word's been used before. See what you think. Now, are you going to talk a little bit louder? So that I hear you? No.
Do you want me to talk louder?
Well, Paul, it would help.
Am I not talking loud?
No, just then, just at that particular point, you were muttering.
Yeah, I'm good at that. Okay, I'll do my best.
Destined for football at an early age, Paul Medhurst's playing career took off here at Claremont Oval, then Fremantle, then Collingwood. He was All-Australian in 2008 and Simpson medalist last year. Growing up, his favourite footballers were Chris Lewis, Matera, Mainwaring and...
Tony Modra. He wasn't Eagles, but he took lots of speckies, so...
Oh, you weren't an Eagle either.
Yeah, I wasn't. I wanted to be.
Yeah.
But...
You really did want to be one?
Oh, of course. Yeah, I loved West Coast. Still do in a way, in a funny way.
Medhurst is not a giant. He's the right size for ground play, for crumbing. But from the very beginning, he wanted more. He wanted to fly.
Yeah, that's right. I always I wanted to take spectacular marks like Tony Modra, and I wasn't that interested in crumbing. Still not really that interested.
Even though the team wanted you to do that?
Yeah.
Do I then interpret that, Paul, that you weren't a team player in those days?
I think that's a bit harsh. I think when you're that age and you have a burning desire to excel at football and you feel that your strengths are in one area and you're being told to do something else, there is definitely some difficulties that arise. So I wasn't intentionally being difficult, but I felt inside me the sort of things that were going to get me to where I needed to go, and they weren't necessarily in congruence with what I was being coached to do. At
that time, people may well have thought you were arrogant. Mm-hmm. Was that fair? Fair comment?
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
So you agree that you were arrogant? Mm-hmm. Does that not worry you?
Not really, no. I mean...
So this is self-belief, is it?
I'm not saying that looking back at it now, I would act the same way, but I mean, everyone's learning. We make mistakes. We don't necessarily always pull in the way that we're expected to, and I accept my actions and I understand why I was perceived that way, and that's okay. I don't necessarily say that I would do it all again the same way, but am I at peace with it? For sure, yeah.
At Claremont, there was a split kidney to overcome, and a new coach, Mark Riley, who describes Medhurst as intelligent and different. Riley also gave him his wings, which led not to the preferred West Coast, but to Fremantle.
Yeah.
Tell me about the Dockers' years.
Yeah, amazing years. Very, very grateful for the opportunity to play there, and to Phil Smart, particularly, who believed in me and gave me a chance. And I really did enjoy my time there. There was some good footy. I had some really good times there, but I think probably overshadowed towards the end, where I played some average football, fell out of the team, and eventually got traded.
Did you not have the same sort of problem that you had at Claremont in the early days, where they wanted you to play one way and maybe you wanted to play your own flamboyant,
I think
Paul Medhurst kind of way?
Yeah, there was a bit of that for sure, especially early on. But it's such a double-edged thing, because it's that belief and that, I guess, that sort of energy going in that direction that allowed me to excel, but in the same breath, it's the same thing that made it harder for me to conform at times. So there was those problems again at Fremantle, definitely.
Medhurst says his time with the Dockers were great years. He made lifelong friends. But then, out of the blue, came the trade for Collingwood's Chris Tarrant.
I think myself and Matthew Pavlich can have a fantastic sort of partnership down there, and if we can work really well together, I can't see any why we can't be a true premiership.
But Matthew Pavlich needs more support, and we probably saw that in the preliminary final, and Chris will be able to give that.
Yeah.
Did nobody tell you, give you any intimation that this was going to happen?
They probably did in actions more than anything, because I dropped out of the side. They'd played finals, but I still was confident in my ability as a footballer. So you don't put two and two together. You don't think they could actually get rid of me here, and I didn't. And so when I was informed that that's what was going to happen, it was pretty shocking. Yeah.
You just used the phrase "get rid of me." Is that what they were doing, or was it just a simple trade?
I think it was get rid of me.
Because it wasn't an equal trade, as far as I
No.
can see it. Tarrant came over, you went over there. I mean, wasn't it a one-for-one trade?
Yeah, I guess I don't mean that in a bitter way, but there was definitely a feeling that they wanted me out of the side, like they wanted me out of the club. They really, the way they were moving forward, that's the way that it felt. So.
Then how did you feel if you got those vibes?
Oh yeah, I was very upset. Yeah, I didn't want to leave at all. Yeah, very upset.
In Melbourne, away from family whom he loved, Medhurst was able to change his lifestyle. He also had Mick Malthouse.
Mick likes projects, and I think he could see there was a project there. So.
And was it a project that he was successful with?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, I think I played some.
How did you get on with him?
Well, yeah, just a really honest relationship. We always knew where each other stood. There was a free flow of communication. He let me know what was expected and when I didn't fulfil that, and I was happy to express how I was feeling. So there was great mutual respect, I would say.
So you said that the Dockers years were great. Mm-hmm. How did the Collingwood years rate in your life?
Oh, they were the best.
The best?
The best years of my football life, for sure.
Paul Medhurst is 31. He's a finance broker with the family firm, is a vegetarian, and a practitioner of Reiki, the healing massage. In a few months, he'll be a father. He's also back where he started, at Claremont.
I love the club. I played all my junior football there. There's a real heart connection there. It's one of those things that you can't always describe, but I just love the club. Yeah.
Let's talk about the grand final last year. Half a year on, maybe. How do you assess your game?
In the grand final.
Have you looked at it? Have you seen
I
yourself?
haven't. No,
You've not looked at yourself at all?
It. No.
Do you ever look at yourself?
I haven't at WAFL level. I've never watched a replay of anything that I've done.
Such an important game as that one, where you featured quite well, shall we say, and you've never wanted to look at it.
No, I'm not arrogant.
I would use the word curious at this particular point.
I haven't looked at it. That's a promise.
OK, since he raised it again, let's dispense with arrogant once and for all. Does he think he is?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Again, I mean, it's
how other people perceive you.
Exactly, yeah. But no, I mean, do I put myself? Do I feel other people are less important than me? No way. I mean, there's nothing inside me that would ever place myself above someone else, whether I was an AFL footballer or not. So, is that the same perception that other people have? Maybe not.
And that, folks, is honesty. But let's end with a subject that's possibly closest to Paul Medhurst's heart.
Last question.
Yeah.
How do you feel about becoming a father?
Oh, yeah, awesome. Yeah, really good. I'm really excited. Really excited. So,
will he or she play football?
I hope not. Oh, I hope not. I hope not.